Life is a journey with its share of twists and turns. We face challenges that test our resolve and push us to our limits. We celebrate victories that fill our hearts with joy and give us a sense of accomplishment. Each moment, whether difficult or triumphant, shapes who we are and who we are becoming. Through it all, there's one constant that can guide us: putting God first. In moments of solitude and reflection, we find clarity. In the embrace of family and community, we find support. In the wisdom of sacred texts, we find direction. When we make God our priority, we build our lives on a solid foundation. Just as a sturdy building requires a strong base, our lives need a spiritual cornerstone to withstand the storms. This foundation is not just about religious rituals, but about a deep, personal relationship with the divine. We find strength for the journey. Like an athlete who trains diligently, we too must nurture our spiritual muscles. This strength helps us to rise early, to push through challenges, and to keep moving forward even when the path is steep and the way is unclear. We discover true purpose and meaning. In moments of quiet reflection, we connect with our innermost selves. Through acts of service and kindness, we find fulfillment. Our purpose becomes clearer and our actions more intentional. Putting God first doesn't mean we neglect other areas of our lives. It's about perspective. It's about seeing our work, our relationships, and our responsibilities through a lens of faith. It's about finding balance and harmony in the midst of our busy lives. It's about aligning our hearts with His will. In moments of prayer and worship, we tune our hearts to the divine frequency. We seek guidance and wisdom, and we find peace in knowing that we are not alone in our journey. When we seek Him first, everything else falls into place. Our worries and anxieties diminish, and we find joy in the simple moments. We become more organized, more focused, and more at peace with ourselves and the world around us. Our relationships, our work, our dreams, they all find their proper place in the grand tapestry of life. We build stronger connections with our loved ones, we achieve greater success in our careers, and we pursue our dreams with renewed vigor and clarity. This principle has been a guiding light in my own life. It has helped me navigate the highs and lows, the successes and failures. It has given me a sense of purpose and direction, and it has been a source of strength and inspiration. It's the message I share with millions around the world. Whether through speeches, books, or personal interactions, I strive to convey the importance of putting God first. It's a message that resonates with people from all walks of life. Putting God first is not just a religious concept, it's a way of life. It's about finding peace in nature, joy in family, and fulfillment in our daily activities. It's about living with intention and purpose. It's a universal truth that can transform lives from the inside out. It brings about a profound change in our hearts and minds, leading to a more meaningful and fulfilling life. It's about experiencing the fullness of life that God intends for each of us. It's about experiencing the fullness of life that God intends for each of us. When we align our lives with His will, we open ourselves to a world of possibilities and blessings. We find joy in the journey and peace in the destination. Faith is more than just a word. It's a lived experience. It's something that goes beyond mere belief and touches the very core of our being. Faith is what sustains us in times of joy and sorrow, in moments of triumph and despair. It is the anchor that holds us steady when the storms of life rage around us. I remember a time when I was facing a personal challenge. It was a period filled with uncertainty and doubt. Every day felt like a battle, and I often found myself questioning my path and purpose. Fear and uncertainty clouded my mind. I was overwhelmed by the weight of my worries and the unknown future. It felt as though I was walking through a dense fog, unable to see the way forward. I felt lost and alone. The isolation was suffocating, and I longed for a sense of direction and clarity. It was in this dark and lonely place that I realized I needed something greater than myself to hold on to. It was during that difficult season that I turned to God with all my heart. I sought solace in prayer, pouring out my fears and anxieties to Him. I poured out my soul to Him in prayer. Each prayer was a step towards healing, a moment of surrender and trust. I found comfort in knowing that I was not alone, that there was a higher power listening to my cries. I sought His guidance in His Word. The Scriptures became a source of strength and wisdom, offering answers and reassurance. Slowly but surely I felt a shift within me. Peace replaced anxiety, hope extinguished fear. It was as if a light had pierced through the darkness, illuminating my path. It was a powerful reminder that even in the midst of our struggles, God is near. His presence is a constant source of comfort and strength, guiding us through the toughest times. That experience taught me the importance of leaning on God, especially when life gets tough. It showed me that faith is not just for the good times but also for the moments when we feel most vulnerable and afraid. It's easy to have faith when everything is going well. When life is smooth and our plans are unfolding perfectly, faith feels natural and effortless. But it's in those moments of adversity that our faith is truly tested and refined. It's in the challenges and hardships that we discover the depth and resilience of our faith. And through it all, we learn to trust in God's plan, knowing that He is with us every step of the way. We all have dreams and aspirations. We set goals and work towards achieving them. But what happens when our plans don't align with God's purpose for our lives? True success comes when we surrender our ambitions to Him. When we seek His guidance in our decision-making, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities. We may be surprised by the path He sets before us. It may not always make sense to our limited human understanding, but we can trust that His ways are higher than our ways. Success in God's eyes is not measured by material possessions or worldly accolades. It's about living a life of purpose, impact, and fulfillment. It's about using our gifts and talents to make a difference in the world. Prayer is our direct line of communication with God. It's a conversation between a loving Father and His children. Through prayer, we express our gratitude, our concerns, and our deepest desires. We invite Him into our everyday lives. Prayer is not about reciting empty words or following a set formula. It's about pouring out our hearts to God with sincerity and authenticity. It's about listening for His still, small voice in the silence of our hearts. When we make prayer a regular part of our lives, we experience its transformative power. We find peace in the midst of chaos. We receive guidance when we feel lost. We discover strength when we feel weak. Section 5. Cultivating gratitude. Recognizing God's blessings. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to negativity and discontentment. When we focus on what we don't have, we miss out on the abundance of blessings that surround us. God's goodness is evident in every breath we take, every sunrise we witness, and every relationship we cherish. Take time each day to count your blessings. Express your gratitude to God for His faithfulness, His provision, and His unwavering love. When we cultivate a heart of gratitude, we open ourselves up to receive even more of His favor. Gratitude shifts our perspective from scarcity to abundance. It reminds us that we are richly blessed even when circumstances may seem challenging. It fills our hearts with joy, peace, and contentment. Section 6. Weathering the storms. Faith as our anchor. Life is not without its storms. We all face trials and tribulations that test our faith. But even in the midst of the storm, we can find peace and security in knowing that God is with us. Faith is our anchor that keeps us grounded when the winds of adversity blow. It's the assurance that God is in control, even when we can't see the way forward. It's the unwavering belief that He will never leave us nor forsake us. When we face challenges, we can choose to either sink in despair or rise above the storm on the wings of faith. When we trust in God's plan and His promises, we can weather any storm that comes our way. Section 7. Trusting in God's timing, embracing the journey. We live in a fast-paced world that often glorifies instant gratification. But God's timing is not always our timing. He has a perfect plan for our lives, and it unfolds in His perfect time. Trusting in God's timing requires patience, faith, and surrender. It means letting go of our need to control every aspect of our lives and allowing Him to work all things together for our good. When we embrace the journey and trust in God's timing, we experience a deep sense of peace and contentment. We learn to appreciate the present moment, knowing that God is orchestrating every step we take. Section 8. The joy of surrender. Letting go and letting God. Surrender is not a sign of weakness, but an act of ultimate trust. It's acknowledging that God knows what's best for us, even when we don't understand His ways. It's releasing our grip on our plans and allowing Him to take the lead. When we surrender our lives to God, we experience a freedom and joy that we could never find on our own. We are released from the burden of trying to control everything and find rest in His loving embrace. Surrender is not a one-time event, but a daily choice. It's a continual process of aligning our will with God's will, trusting that He will guide us and provide for us every step of the way. Section 9. A call to action, putting God first in every season. Putting God first is not a destination but a lifelong journey. It's a continuous process that requires dedication, faith, and a heart willing to seek Him in every moment. It's a daily decision to seek His guidance, to turn to Him in times of joy and sorrow, and to rely on His wisdom in every situation we face. To trust in His plan, even when the path ahead seems uncertain or difficult, knowing that His ways are higher than our ways. And to live a life that honors Him, reflecting His love and grace in our actions, words, and thoughts. It's about making Him the center of our hearts, our homes, and our relationships. When we prioritize God, we create a foundation that withstands the trials and tribulations of life. When we put God first, we experience the fullness of life that He intends for us. We find true purpose, lasting joy, and unwavering peace. Our lives become a testament to His goodness and faithfulness. We become beacons of hope and inspiration to those around us. Our faith shines brightly, encouraging others to seek the same relationship with God. So, let us commit to putting God first in every season of our lives, whether in times of abundance or in moments of need. Let our hearts remain steadfast in Him. Let us seek His guidance in all that we do, trusting that His plans for us are good and perfect. And let us trust that as we do, He will bless us beyond measure and use us for His glory. Our lives will be a reflection of His love, and we will be instruments of His peace and grace in the world. Please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring content.